XRP is going to the moon.
If you're into crypto and have a connection to the internet, you know that everyone's been crazy about XRP lately. As you can see, this is not a 40-minute nonsense video. It's a 10-minute value-packed plan to get you where you need to go. But before we get to the important bits, let's quickly review why is everyone so hyped about Ripple. So what is XRP? Think of it like a translator for money. When banks send money across borders, they usually need middlemen, which makes transactions slow, like 3 to 5 days, and also expensive because of the fees. XRP eliminates the middlemen. It instantly converts one currency to another, like US dollars to euro, without banks needing to hold foreign money. This is especially important because banks often hold billions in many different currencies in order to make these transactions. So the process takes just 3 to 5 seconds and costs a fraction of a cent, compared to traditional systems like SWIFT, which are slow, costly, and outdated. In short, XRP makes cross-border payments fast, cheap, and efficient. Now let's get some perspective of the scale of XRP. The global cross-border payments market hit $150 trillion in 2022. It's growing 13% year over year and is projected to reach $290 trillion by 2030. Businesses alone move $23.5 trillion every year, incurring over $120 billion in transaction costs due to inefficiencies in traditional systems. XRP was developed to solve these problems, and it's only a matter of time for XRP to capture this multi-trillion-dollar market. So I've been doing the research to figure out if this is legit. And long story short, compared to what's coming, I think that we haven't seen anything yet. So I put together a simple but bulletproof plan that can make you a millionaire. But before I get to the step-by-step plan, let me summarize why I believe in this. Here's the data. Ripple has made some strategic partnerships. As you may know, Ripple launched RLUSD. They teamed up with Chainlink to make its new digital dollar work better in the crypto world. This isn't just another digital coin. It's backed by real US dollars and US government bonds, so it's stable and trustworthy. It was designed for people and businesses who want fast, cheap, and secure payments without worrying about price swings. It works on big networks like Ethereum and the XRP ledger. They have also partnered with the Dubai International Financial Center to help more businesses in the Middle East start using blockchain and crypto. And this is about all businesses, from small startups to big corporations. And that's not all. Ripple has also achieved several regulatory approvals. Back in 2016, they got a special license from New York's financial regulators. It's called a BIT license, and it's actually really hard to get. This shows Ripple is playing by the rules, which is the most important milestone for any cryptocurrency. And then in 2024, that RLUSD we talked about earlier was officially launched. They got the green light from New York again. Now, before we begin, I need to make a disclaimer. This plan does not take into account the overly bullish predictions of some investors. I know there are people predicting that each token can go up to tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've even seen predictions that it can pass Bitcoin. Like, if that happens, great. But my plan is realistic. So, in order to get to $1 million with a realistic plan, you would either need to make a bigger investment up front or invest over a longer time period. There's no way around it. Sounds good? Now let's get into it. What's the number one rule to achieve any goal? You need to set a specific target. By that, I mean a cash-out target. But to do that, you need to know your budget. So the first step is to look at the prices and the numbers and set an accurate target. I've split this into 3 possible outcomes: conservative, optimistic, and moonshot. So let's start with the conservative projections. Analysts from Investing Haven forecast that in 2025, XRP could trade between $1.81 and $4.44, with a potential stretch target of $5.25. Yeah, they are a bit too conservative there. But Mr. Arthur Azizov, the CEO of B2B Pay, predicts XRP reaching a price range of $5 to $10 in the first half of 2025, citing Ripple's advancements and a favorable regulatory environment. So on that spectrum, at $6 per XRP, you'd need 166,667 XRP to hit $1 million. And at $10 per XRP, you'd need 100,000 XRP. Let's move on to the optimistic projections. A report from Brave New Coin suggests that pro-crypto policies and Ripple's legal victories could propel XRP's price to $25. At that price, you'd need 40,000 XRP to hit $1 million. And here's the fun part that you all want to hear. The moonshot projections. Have you ever heard of XRP Crypto? They project that XRP's market capitalization could soar to $4 trillion in an extended bullish scenario, potentially pushing its price to approximately $70. I don't know about you guys, but I like to mess around with ChatGPT. So it basically says that in an extremely bullish scenario, a hype-driven rally could push XRP's price within the $50 to $100 range. The reasoning behind this includes factors like large institutional capital inflows and global market adoption. And this is where everything changes. When the price gets to $50 per XRP, you'd need 20,000 XRP to hit 1 million. And for $100 apiece, you would only need 10,000 XRP. The reason we did all these calculations is for you to pick a reasonable exit price. I'll give you an example. You can afford to invest $2,000. You aim for $50 apiece. And you set a time frame of 2 years. So it's all starting to make sense. But you have to understand that XRP is not a random meme coin, and this is not a short-term gig. We're talking about a period of at least 3 to 5 years here. So the next step is to understand the market cycle. There's this thing called the 4-year crypto cycle. It's driven by Bitcoin's halving, an event that happens roughly every 4 years. During a halving, the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut in half, reducing the new supply of Bitcoin. This scarcity often leads to a price surge, as seen in past cycles. Here's how the pattern looks like. After the halving, Bitcoin first peaks. That's usually 12 to 18 months after the halving. Then, as investors take profits from Bitcoin, they move money into altcoins like XRP, causing those to surge next. This phase is called altcoin season. Historically, Bitcoin peaked 518 days after the 2015 halving and 546 days after the 2019 halving. With the most recent Bitcoin halving on 19th of April 2024, the next major XRP peak is likely around late 2025, as altcoins typically rally after Bitcoin's peak. Once you understand all that, it's time to make our buying strategy. We're not trying to time the perfect buy here, because that's almost impossible. So, to reduce the impact of market volatility, we are going to use a strategy called dollar cost averaging. It's an investment strategy where we buy a fixed amount of an asset, like XRP, at regular intervals, regardless of its price. So sometimes we'll buy at high prices, sometimes at low, but over time it averages out. So how do we do that? First off, decide on your budget. Ideally, you want to hit an investment of $20,000 within 2 years. But as we said earlier, you can aim for $2,000 within 2 years. For $20,000, that's an investment of $192 a week. And for $2,000, that's like $19 a week. Then you need to set a schedule and just buy $19 worth of XRP every Saturday, for example. By the way, many exchanges let you set recurring purchases, so you can even automate this. That was the first part of the strategy. The second has to do with another simple concept called buying the dip. So because we've decided to implement the long-term investing strategy, this will allow us to monitor the price throughout the weeks. So when you see a dip, like when the price drops 20 to 30% from recent highs, that's your chance to jump in and buy some extra XRP on a discount. The reason we are using these two old-school strategies is because they have worked for decades. And more importantly, because they maximize long-term gains while minimizing emotional decision-making. This is the most important factor that cripples most investors. We need to eliminate emotional decision-making. So we buy a consistent amount every week, like $19, and we add more during significant dips, like another $19 worth of tokens when we spot a dip. Alright, this next one sounds fancy, but it is mostly about the existing strategy, or cashing out strategy. It's called portfolio management. You don't want to make things complex, because oftentimes they won't work. Here's a really simple profit-taking strategy. Sell a portion of your holdings when the price increases by 2 times, 5 times, or 10 times your entry price. I recommend going for the safest option. So if you enter at $3 and you're executing the strategy and buying more every week, and buying extra during the dips, eventually you get to $6 a piece. That's when you do your first exit. Some people recommend 4 exits. I like to stay in a little longer and recommend 5. But it's up to you. If you want 4 exits, you sell 25% of your tokens when the price doubles. If you want 5 exits, you sell 20% of your tokens when the price doubles. Then you keep executing the strategy until the price doubles again, and that's when it hits $12. So you sell another portion. So the fourth double will be at $48 and the fifth at $96. If you don't believe that it can reach these levels, then sell earlier. But keep in mind that investment is risky. This is why we have implemented the profit-taking strategy, because if you never sell and only wait, eventually, the price will crash. And the same goes for selling too early. You will miss out on huge profits. The most important lesson here is this: crypto prices are volatile. So stick to your plan and never let your emotions take over your strategy. Emotional investors never make money. That's why machines make better decisions than humans. They don't have emotions.